Welcome everyone to Train Tuesday. I am your host Jim Regan with Athearn and so pleased to have you on board for this episode. If you like the content that you see on our videos, do us a favor, like and subscribe to the channel. Like this video, comment on this video. We try to answer all of the comments and questions, and hit the notification bell. That way you're notified every time a new video like this drops onto our channel. Well, I've got something for HO and N scale guys, and it's cabooses. Now, already we've talked about ICC Athearn Genesis cabooses as well as concession stand cabooses, but maybe you're in the market for just a caboose put on the end of your train or the beginning of your shoving platform, and you don't need all those bells and whistles. You're just looking for a simple and basic yet nicely done HO scale or N scale caboose, and that's what we're going to talk about on this episode. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with some model train goodness. We're going to start with the HO scale bay window caboose. Now, a bay window caboose, a little bit different. The crew sits in the middle of the car in a section of wall that projects from either side of the caboose. The windows set into these extended walls, and they resemble the architectural bay windows, hence the name. A bay window caboose afforded a better view of the side of the train and eliminated falling hazards. Now, the caboose you see on your screen is actually a roundhouse model. These molds had been updated a few years back to Athearn style. Now, if you still like this roundhouse caboose, you may be able to still find it out there. The item number for this is RND 90266. Again, these particular caboose on your screen is a roundhouse model and is item number RND 90266. So again, we've taken these roundhouse cabooses and we've upgraded them to Athearn HO. And we'll talk about some of those details and differences in a moment. But first, let's talk about what we're offering for this run. And you only have, by the time of this broadcast, you only have a couple of days to place your pre-orders on what we talk about on this episode. So we're going to be offering 2 road numbers per road, and we tried to pick a number of eras for the modelers. Now, the first one we have is the Santa Fe. This, of course, is a 1970s era caboose. We're offering 2 road numbers. The one pictured is ATSF 999653. We're also going to offer road number 999654. Modern era, this is more of a mid-2000s era CSX. While it's not used as a caboose, they are used as shoving platforms, specifically where a locomotive has to make rear end moves into an industrial park or branch line. So if you're a CSX modeler of the mid 2000s and you've got some industrial switching, you may want to add one of these shoving platforms to your roster. We have 2 road numbers that we're offering. The one pictured here is 904094, and additionally, we're going to offer 904097. Sticking with that mid-2000s era look, we've got a BNSF shoving platform. Again, this is the after 2005 paint scheme, the power bar, the swoosh, whatever you like to call it, paint scheme. And again, it would be used as a shoving platform. We've got 2 different road numbers that we're offering. The one that you see on your screen is 11997. We'll also offer road number 11999. Going back to the 1970s, we've got the Kansas City Southern. This is again 1970s era caboose, and the one that you see on your screen is 344. We'll also offer road number 357. Going back a little bit earlier and into the 70s, we're talking 1950s into the 1970s, is this Western Pacific caboose. 2 road numbers being offered, of course, 427 that you see here, as well as 440. And then for fans of the 1980s, yes, the Burlington Northern was still using cabooses at some capacity in the 1980s. Here we've got caboose number 11701 as well as 11708 will be offered. Now let's talk about these upgraded cabooses from the Roundhouse line to the Athearn line and see what features are included. These are going to have Barber Bettendorf swing motion caboose trucks, and that's based on the prototype, find end handrails and ladders, clear windows, separately applied smoke jack and brake wheel, fully assembled and ready to run, machined metal wheels with RP25 contours so they'll operate on all brands of HO scale track, body mounted McHenry operating scale knuckle couplers. These, of course, are weighted for trouble-free operation, and they are highly detailed bodies. They're painted and printed for realistic decoration. And then finally, minimum radius on these is 18 inches, so even the smallest layouts will have no issues running these cabooses. Now we're going to go to N scale. We haven't forgotten our N scale fans. And you also have the option of a nicely detailed, still not Genesis quality, but still a nicely detailed caboose. Now, in the past, we kind of copy the HO and do the N. This time we did a little bit different. There are roads here in N scale that are not offered with the HO scale. So you N scale guys, you get a little bit different taste of cabooses for this month. Now, the one that you see on your screen, no longer available. We've run out of these. However, it is a recent enough release that you may be able to still find one of these through your Athearn dealer. But this is a New York Central car, number 21041. And the item number on this is ATH24322. Again, the item number is ATH24322. Now let's talk about what we're offering for the N-scalers until Friday, August 30th. And boy, that's coming right up. So if you like these, you need to get to your dealer now. So we're going to be offering 2000s era CSX as well as BNSF and N-scale modelers. If you really like cabooses, you really want a shoving platform, here's your excuse. Now CSX is being offered in 2 road numbers. The one pictured here is 904094. Of course, we'll also offer 904097. BNSF, you have the same options. The one on your screen, 11997, as well as 11999 will be offered. One specific this month for the N scalers and not available in HO is the Southern Railway. This is 1970s era, and you can get this in 2 different road numbers. The one that's shown here is 267. We're also going to offer 269. Like the HO scale, we are going to offer the Western Pacific, which is appropriate for 1950 all the way into the 1970s. The caboose shown here is 464. And the one that you can also get is 467. We know there's a lot of N-scale guys that model the Burlington Northern, so we wanted to offer the Burlington Northern 1980s version as well in N-scale. Here we've got caboose number 11701. We're also going to offer caboose number 11708. And Rock Island has a pretty good following in N-scale. So here's a Rock Island 1970s era caboose. The caboose that you see here, only available in N-scale, is caboose number 17085. We'll also offer road number 17087. Now, just because these are N-scale doesn't mean they're not packed with details. So let's talk about the details of these locomotives using that New York Central one as an example. These are going to have axle mounted generators wherever they're appropriate. That's based on the prototype. They're going to have a fully detailed underbody, something you don't really see in N-scale. Prototypical details such as antenna, marker lights, smoke jack and vent, again, based on the prototype. McHenry scale knuckle spring couplers are installed. They are body mounted, which makes shoving platforms operate so much better. They're going to have end walkway tread, clear window glazing, and these are fully assembled, ready to go in your layout. Maybe just additional weathering and you're all set. Minimum radius on these is 9 3/4, so it doesn't matter if you have a very small layout or maybe you model anywhere between the T-track modules all the way to Fremo N. These are going to track just fine on a 9 3/4 radius. So there you have it. Both HO scale and N scale are going to be available for pre-order. You've got till Friday, August 30th to place your pre-orders with your dealers. These are going to sell out quick, so you will probably want to pre-order these. And again, if you want to see further details on either the HS scale or the N scale Athearn bay window cabooses, please go to our website at athearn.com, select the new announcements tab, and you can open, download, and print the PDF for both the HS scale and the N scale versions. Well, that's all I've got for you on this episode of Train Tuesday. Before you know it, we're going to be talking about September releases. So watch our YouTube channel, and again, like and subscribe. That way, hit that notification bell so you'll know when those new videos come out. Until next time, everyone, I want everybody out there to be happy, be healthy, be safe, do some good modeling, and above all, high greens.